Hello there, you're watching Vnews Bulletin. I'm Vungo presenting you today top stories as usual.
Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte welcomes Prime Minister Pham Chin. Vietnam's coffee exports hit record. And later on, International Food Festival thrills gastronomy lovers in Hanoi.
Prime Minister Pham Chin is on an official visit to the Netherlands. His visit is made at the invitation of Prime Minister Mark Rutte.
Prime Minister of the Netherlands Mark Rutte on December 12 hosted an official welcome ceremony for his visiting Vietnamese counterpart Pham Chin in The Hague. The Dutch Prime Minister expressed his belief the visit will elevate the two countries' relations to a new stage of development. He spoke highly of Vietnam's efforts to control the pandemic and achieve impressive socio-economic recovery and development. The two leaders agreed to increase the exchange of delegations at all levels and effectively implement bilateral cooperation mechanisms. They expressed satisfaction with the strong development of trade and investment cooperation, making the Netherlands the second largest trading partner of Vietnam in Europe and the largest EU investor in Vietnam. Prime Minister Pham Chin visited the World Horti Center in South Holland province on December 12 as part of his official visit to the Netherlands. Director of the center Puck van Holstein said the center can provide seeds and technologies for Vietnam, so that the country's agriculture can develop with higher productivity and quality. Prime Minister Chin said Vietnam is striving to promote agriculture development in the direction of ecological agriculture and modern countryside. He said he hoped the Netherlands can support Vietnam in developing processing technologies and markets, and producing products that are suitable for global consumption demand. He added that Vietnam can help the Netherlands develop raw materials. Prime Minister Pham Chin had a meeting with Mayor of Amsterdam Femke Halsema on December 11 as part of his official visit to the Netherlands. He suggested Amsterdam authorities promote cooperation with localities of Vietnam, especially with Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, focusing on the fields of investment, environmental protection, circular economy, urban planning, people exchange, and tourism. Mayor Halsema said Amsterdam and Hanoi have partnered in many practical cooperation projects in recent times. Amsterdam wishes to expand cooperation with Hanoi in areas that Amsterdam has strengths such as energy conversion, waste and urban flooding treatment, urban planning towards smart and sustainable development. Prime Minister Pham Chin met Permanent Court of Arbitration Secretary General Marcin Spaluk in The Hague on December 11. Said that the presence of the court in Hanoi through its representative office is of significance. Spaluk affirmed that the court's principle is also the orientation that Vietnam is pursuing, which is not choosing sides, but choosing justice and right. He appreciated Vietnam's strong commitments to and role in promoting compliance with the UN Charter and international law. As part of his official visit to the Netherlands, Prime Minister Pham Chin had a working session with President of the Confederation of Netherlands Industry and Employers Ingrid Thijssen on December 11. He hosted a reception for CEO of Heineken N.V. Dolf van den Brink and talked with leading Dutch enterprises. Chin said the Vietnamese government commits all possible support to Dutch firms to do business for a long term in Vietnam.
Flight VN 593 of Vietnam Airlines departed from Hong Kong, China to Hanoi on December 11th afternoon, marking the first regular flight between the two sides after nearly 3 years of interruption due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Initially, the national flag carrier will re-operate the route with a frequency of 3 round-trip flights per week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Sundays. Vietnam Airlines is the first Vietnamese carrier to reopen regular commercial flights with Hong Kong.
Vietnam Airlines will consider increasing the frequency of flights when Hong Kong's pandemic policies are loosened further.
We're very excited to be flying to Vietnam, and we're going to be in a couple of different cities. So we are very interested in the different cultures and what we will see, and it's going to be a nice holiday.
Vietnam Airlines return flights between Hong Kong and Hanoi were suspended from February 6, 2020, due to Hong Kong's strict COVID-19 prevention and control policy. In March this year, the carrier resumed flights from Hong Kong to Ho Chi Minh City, and increased the frequency in late November.
Vietnam shipped some $3.9 billion worth of coffee overseas during the 2021 to 2022 crop, the highest revenue ever posted.
Around 1.7 million tons were sold to foreign markets, up 13% from the previous crop. According to the Vietnam Coffee Cocoa Association, or VCOFA, Germany was the largest destination with 216,000 tons, followed by Italy, the US, Belgium, and Japan. Instant and ground coffee exports totaled 92,000 tons, $100 million during the 2021-2022 crop. However, VCOFA said the 2022-2023 crop is entering the harvest amid global uncertainties, rising inflationary risk, and unstable logistics, which are putting pressure on the coffee industry. Vietnam, the world's second-largest coffee exporter, is home to 97 processing plants with an annual capacity of 1.5 million tons and 160 coffee roasting, 8 instant coffee, and 11 coffee blending facilities.
According to the latest data from Vietnam E-commerce and Digital Economy Agency at the Ministry of Industry and Trade, retail e-commerce is forecast to surge 20% this year to $16.4 billion.
Vietnam has an estimated 57 to 60 million consumers shopping online, with average daily purchase of $260 to $285. The country's e-commerce growth is forecast to continue flourishing over the years to come, ranking it second after Indonesia and equals to Singapore. According to Amazon's Global Selling Vietnam, the country's e-commerce market will become the fastest growing in Southeast Asia by 2026. In the 12 months from September 2021 to August 2022, Vietnamese vendors posted impressive growth on Amazon, with nearly 10 million made-in-Vietnam products delivered to global buyers. The number of Vietnamese vendors on the online marketplace also rose 80% from a year earlier.
The Bien Hoa Vũng Tàu Expressway is particularly significant in connecting and shortening transportation time from the southern key economic region to the Gai Mep Thị Vải Deep Water Seaport Cluster and Long Thanh International Airport. Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province is putting every effort into ensuring work on the expressway follows the schedule.
National Highway number 51 is the only road connecting Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province, which is a tourist center and a hub for trade in international goods with other localities. Congestion along the road has become increasingly problematic and damages the performance of many businesses.
National Highway No. 51 is overloaded. There are normally about 50,000 vehicles using the highway, which is nearly higher than its initial design.
To address the serious overload on the National Highway, on June 16, 2022, the National Assembly decided to convert the Bien Hoa Vũng Tàu Expressway Construction Investment Project Phase 1 from a public-private partnership to public investment to quickly deploy work on the expressway. Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province therefore concentrated all resources on implementing the project and carried out cycle runs work promptly.
Regarding the Bien Hoa Vũng Tàu Expressway project, the province has actively directed two localities, Bà Rịa City and Phu My Town, to prepare conditions for resettlement, which were arranged before the project was approved by the government.
The Bien Hoa Vũng Tàu Expressway has a total length of 53.7 kilometers. of which the section passing through Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu is 19.5 kilometers long, running through 6 communes in Phú Mỹ Town and Bà Rịa City. In this section, 148 hectares of land has been recorded, affecting more than 1,200 households.
We work from Monday to Saturday, and the people have a high level of consensus and hope that the expressway will be put into operation soon.
In parallel with site clearance and site compensation work, the project investor, Active Port Area Traffic Project Management Board, has also coordinated with relevant agencies to ensure the Biên Hòa Vũng Tàu Expressway is built on schedule.
Immediately after the National Assembly approved the project, the Provincial People's Committee issued an implementation plan and assigned the Project Management Board to coordinate with relevant units to complete procedures and begin the work in April 2023.
Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu province had also decided to allocate $28.4 million from the local budgets for site clearance work and will prepare enough land area for resettlement. With a high level of consensus and determination in the political system and among local people, the Biên Hòa Vũng Tàu Expressway project is ready to get underway in early 2023.
With the COVID-19 pandemic now largely brought under control, Phu Quoc Island off the coast of Mekong Delta's Kiên Giang province has become a popular sightseeing and destination for both local and foreign tourists.
The island, dubbed Vietnam's Pearl Island, welcomed over 4.7 million holidaymakers in the first 11 months of this year, a year-on-year rise of 25%, including over 191,000 international visitors. The tourism sector raked in revenue than 7.2 trillion Vietnam dong, $305.4 million in the January to November period, surpassing the annual target by 8%. To attract more tourists as the end of the year approaches, the province has been investing in infrastructure development to better cater to visitor demands. Phu Quoc has a coastline of 150 kilometers with gentle waves and transparent turquoise water. It is listed among Vietnam's most popular destination for water sports. Adventurous travelers can also trek the mountain range that spans the length of the island, but even short walks through the evergreen forest reward explorers with waterfalls, rock pools and caves.
The 10th International Food Festival, an annual event by the Service Department Corps since 2014, took place in Hanoi on December 11th, offering visitors myriad dishes from different cultures.
At this gastronomy festival, there were over 100 stalls run by 35 embassies, foreign representative agencies, and units under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Departments of External Affairs across Vietnam. The annual event offers an occasion for cultural exchange, mutual understanding between nations and introducing Vietnam to international friends.
We're bringing you our special food, which is called nasi lemak. So if you come to Malaysia, Chinese, Malay, Indian, any races, we usually eat nasi lemak. So if you see nasi lemak, you know it comes from Malaysia.
The event raises funds to support disadvantaged people, including orphans, people with disabilities, and needy women, with donations nearing $212,000 after 9 editions.